Hello, welcome to the second to last commentary. So the animation after is a special crossover one which I've made, and arguably that one I created for myself once my education days were over. But this one is the final film for university, and oh yeah, let's get going, shall we? So which version is this? The old version. Okay, so yeah, as you may have seen on my channel, I have two versions of this animation. So there was this rough version which I managed to complete rather quickly. It was quite an efficient film to make, and then and yeah, that's where I was suggested a whole heap of improvements, which yeah, definitely made it a bit more interesting. Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not just the visual changes; it was the part of the narrative too. And but so yeah, and so yeah, when with this final film for uni, we pretty much can do whatever you like as long as we have a um just like a good theme to demonstrate. And I wanted to create one that was kind of family friendly, matched with the 2D style I've got, and yeah, and yeah, just the idea of moving from one place to the next. And it was like one of those cases where I created the story, and then I found out, oh, yeah, let's do a story about how these creatures had to evacuate and then had to settle elsewhere. And so yeah, I definitely get that with both versions of the film. Yeah, because they both aim for the same thing, except that I think the second, well, the final version, um, I think yeah, there are like additional scenes which I think help add more to the context, with the whole evacuation and with what's going on, and yeah, it just feels like more of a setting which you can uh, yeah, not just more you can see. And I think what I will say as well, as if before we get onto the animation, the the analysis. I think I want to say that I think my past uni films are probably better than this one, because with this one, none of it's rotoscoping, therefore it's animated from scratch, which is definitely not something I'm not as good at, and yeah, there's a lot of repeating, and um, so yeah, I think that's the reason why um, yeah, why I would say yeah, this one's a tad inferior compared to a couple of the other films. Probably like the fifth best film, because yeah, the Flipbot one's better, the RSA one's better, the Teach one's better, and I would argue that Adar's probably better than this as well, which is the crossover film. Um, yeah, and also Ohutus, it's Estonian for home or new home, something like that. I swear it's Estonian. I thought it was just like a really cool, catchy word. Alright, so with the first version of the film, so we have the setting, kind of see what the colour's like. This alien is waiting for the evacuating plot to come about. Not to mention, yeah, that was like a still, and the wings, constantly repeating. Like that looping is definitely a bit more justified compared to the many, many other instances. Because like inkset wings are definitely loopable anyway. Got this nice moving shot, just seen across the land. There's other creatures in hiding, with the evil thing above. Yeah, just a just a more sinister creature which everyone has to hide from. Not to mention, yeah, the three below, they do get cut. I think even quite earlier on actually. So he's like contacting the other. He sees the safety pod fall. All of them are somehow the same. That's a bit of a plot hole. a lot of looping, but even then, he still see all the aliens go out, and he's come along and say, "Oh, go for that mountain," and then that's where he's saying, "Oh, there's other sites as well." Um, yeah, and that's where you can see Blurmore crashing on a massive scale, and there are like some debris missing markings as well as others, because yeah, here's the thing. They're definitely important to maintain the pattern works, but yeah, you can see the water has its own motion, sand is dotty, and the grass looks really rough with occasional bits and bobs, and yeah, and it's just a bit more sketchy. So yeah, that's where like the pattern work comes in, and then that's where oh yeah, so yeah, go for the gem at the top of the mountain, and then that's where you'll help find us. Yeah, um, yeah, yeah, that speech bubble could have communicated with that better. Yeah, because yeah, I didn't want to use. I just wanted to be as visual as possible, and I think it's just that mix of a result. And not to mention earlier, the main character is trying to get on the others, but they're all just focused on finding the goal, and also the big blue one was missing the tail in the previous shot. Okay, even he was a bit misplaced then, because he was like trying to see the big one twice. I guess that works. But it was just meant to be first one, then second one. I hope that looks better in the following one. Yeah, so he's trying to say hello to him. I do like how fast he goes up the branch. That's a movement I like. Even right here, a lot of looping. I suppose it's walking cycle, but then it's just key friends to move it along. Even you can see the guys below looping too. Nice cool waterfall. There's a weird transition there. Yeah, just got yourself before falling transition in. But you do get a wide range of environments, even some rocks below. Yeah, alright, now it's time to rest. So this is almost like a character building scene. Finds another tree. We know that he already climbs trees, and he knocks the fruit off as well. But yeah, it looks just like the squiggly way he goes around. It looks like a proper insect. Yeah, and so they get the fruits. He helps them out. I think he was missing colouring on his nose then. But then they offer one back, despite being smaller, but oh well. Anyway, so they all get on, which is nice. The big blue one just flashed then, oh well. Anyway, so how do they cross the river? And that's where they work together. You see how all of them, well, the three of them anyway, have their own role. And there's a transition as well every now and again, every time there's like a scene. But anyway, so they look up to the mountain. And also, not to mention, here was a bit of an improvement. So if this story was about how someone's migrating from one place to another, finding a safe place, but also just going through the obstacles at the same time. But with this first version, many people saw it as, they try and go for, the area, but then they just have to be, sent away, which is, yeah, a bit, because it like the main intention was, like once all the obstacles are, all over and done with, it's them finding the safe place once they're safely transported there. But yeah, it's just yeah, it does look like the opposite where they have to be shooed off, this specific area. So instead of that circular building earlier being, the the place to go for, instead it's making the mountain the safe spot, which I guess it did help cut a lot of things. Cuts off the background characters, and even the massive creature at the end. I think he gets cut as well, which partially a shame, but never mind. Anyway, find the mountain, but then they encounter some trouble. So he's down. There's some parts I like. Also, I like the way he comes into the water. Watery sound effects as well. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, pretty much trapped. Although I think he was already deeper, but it could have been pulled out. He's trying to dodge him. Not pulled down yet. Okay. He's found a safe spot, but that's not going to be long. He's piled. He's pulled across. He's thrown onto the ground. Orv loves a good proper swing then, but he gets bitten, and then that's where one of them helps out by shooting a load of goo, which is rather cool. Then the residents help. I don't think they were placed well enough in that scene then. But yeah, they barely have a role, but you can assume that they're just residents that were found, just to add to the scale. But even these 4 characters are already enough. Then he fights them away. Not the best animating fight, but never mind. All triple kill. He goes the water and then hoses them away. I think it's done quicker in the final thing, but residents help him. Then Ego fights him. He shoos him away. And there was meant to be bite marks on his shell, but obviously not the best. They run away. He looks about. They all crowd around him. And then first aid go, I suppose. Then he shoos away. That was a bit jittery and inconsistent then. I wasn't a big fan of that. Also, the mountain's not very detailed, is it? Anyway, so they climb upwards. The big ones help transport the others. All up on top. Here's the gem. That could have been better drawn. But then the gem does have the glowing effect, which is quite nice. And I really like this moment where they all touch it. And yeah, proper Lincer. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame this was cut, but regardless, it catches the eyesight of this whale. That's a bit jittery as well. That it definitely is. I like the whale flying though, but those riding it, yeah, that's not very convincing. They seem to be enjoying it, and so to see. Yes, it's good to have these singular shots just to remind us that he's the main character. Then they landed. And then the point of this scene is that now that they've been transported to the safe haven, and even if there's trouble coming about, they won't be going anywhere near the safe haven. Also, all the residents have gone now. The other 3 little ones. And when they turn, that's kind of poorly placed. I like the way they shoot off though. So they try to head for the bridge. I think that shot's probably recycled, and the whale has an idea. Woohoo! Off they go. And we can see that the alien and the whale know each other, self-transporting. The whale lift off is kind of nice too. But then the alien's like, there you go. And we've made a much lighter area, definitely distinct compared to the outside. And that's just the credits for the creatures. So let's I swear there was like an ending scene I've done, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go on to the next version. Alright, so let's watch the other version and compare. Just getting straight into it. So, more of animated text. Not to mention, I remember the title used to be far later after this, but just by putting it at the start, it just helps. That looks like an image in the back. So that's the spaceship, and not to mention, you can see that the outline's more coloured instead of being like solid black, so it's just like more nice texture. So it's a spaceship, and then the text goes in and out. A lot of looping, but never mind. Also, the only instance of rotoscoping. Actually, no. I think the ship was rotoscope as well, hence why that was alright enough. And then also that was flash, so that looks convincing enough when pressing it. And then these robots, I had them just like a test, but then I just thought to recycle these robots, and even the ship above is rotoscoped as well. But anyway, off they go, off to different planets, and even the way the shooting happens then, that looks convincing enough. But yeah, we get introduced to each race almost. Incoming, and then you get to see its vision, which is kind of cool. And each entrance is different, even another first person perspective. Off they go. And then there's this one, everyone gets chased about. A bit mature as well, I say. And yeah, this is pretty much the solar system. And I remember when I had a full spin, but just by apparently going back and forward like that, it just helped save at the time. But now all of these residents, they've all scattered around the area. You can see, no solid blacks at all. There's even a colour graded over it to make a very almost like a sunset kind of texture. You can see the fruits more luminous as well. But anyway, so these creatures are widespread all over the area, and these creatures are pretty much. I think these creatures still maintain the danger of going to a new location. Just make it a bit more of a, because from the previous animations already like a dangerous land, but there's like a safe area for those who have to settle here. Anyway, so the building has these escape pods, and so you see the planets there, and yeah, that's the planet, and there you go. So that, oh yes, so that explains the escape pods. He's on its own. Oh, that's recycled. Oh well. Anyway, he goes in. Ohutus is the planet. Okay, that's a cool detail. Also, I like the projection then, the sparkling pin. But yeah, you can just see how everyone's plans has been completely wrecked. Once again, just enough variation with yeah, with how they all went to the pods, and then okay, yeah, that's a single. Oh, there again, even more variation. Done 4 times, and you can even see that everyone's different face as well. Alright, so that Kia, and then keep track of the pods. He's looking around. Here's one escape pod here, and then it's still maintaining the idea of contacting one another to say, oh, we're landing. Also, again, the previous falling shot with the big blue one, I liked how this sky slowly faded. It's a really cool detail. Even right here, it's all blurry. As it was spinning, so that was a nice realistic detail. Although on the other hand, I've tried to apply a lot of motion blur, but the motion blur only works with the keyframe animation and not the frame by frame stuff, which is a bit of a shame. More variation of coming out, cool. And then you see that the land's not quite the best, nothing much to eat or drink. But he's like, oh, there's a much better area. So now the mountains, now the safe haven, and now we can like a nice place, go there. And so you're still maintaining the same idea of oh, he's got his tail, that's good. On the left, of the little one trying to be friends with them. Oh, good blur there. But yeah, now they see that they're hoarding all the fruit. So he's just explaining the lot, and now they're going to go after them. They're scaled up a bit, so it looks like they're running more, but there's still a thing that could have been done better. Even more blur as well. Even the background's darker to help differentiate the land, and also different angles of how they're all travelling as well. So that's, once again, just more variation. They'll maintain their fruit scene. Yeah, the characters look so much better with these highlighted edges, don't they? Oh, close up. Okay, yeah, just more centre. Yeah, even the circular one had his head chopped in the first version, but here it looks much better. And here's the team working segment. And then, yep, off they go. Now also back to the building. I guess it looks like more escape pods are being sent. I think, let's just see what the C means. Oh, maybe let's just show that the pod's been sent, but you're just going to help them. But how did they know they're in danger? I'm not sure. Anyway, fight scene's pretty much the same. Oh, it's a bit darker there. Also, straight out the water, that's a bit better. That was a bit of motion blur there. That's a lot darker, so that's cool. He's down. Even Goo has no outline. Yeah, there goes, helping the others. Yeah, that other scene in the building, that was a bit confusing looking again. That was a tad quicker and better. And there you go, yeah, just that miniature trio, yeah, just not there at all. Oh, okay. I forgot about this change. So yeah, it just helps with the morality. So yeah, instead of just making them outright bad guys, yeah, it's just clarifying the misunderstanding, and actually getting on and actually, being able to share. So there you go. Yeah, just a much better idea with speed. And so that's what it explains a lot of that. These machines have cause of destruction everywhere. Oh, even that's a brand new shot as well. The drone. So they're all looking at one another, and there you go. They all agree to one another, using the good save fruit, which is really nice. That was meant to be a hedge, but oh well. Anyway, the hole's down there. Door's open. The door's opening there looks far better than last time. And then here's the land, and then oh, and then they're relaxing in the land as well. Oh my god, how vibrant is this? His legs are moving, so the looping's not great once again. Oh yeah, but then it just has that really nice shot zooming out, and then right, there you go. Let's play that again, shall we? As we conclude. So second one's definitely better. Yeah, just from those last seconds later on, you can see, yeah, way more context, a much better presentation of the theme. It looks nicer as well. Yeah, that was just all thanks to one of these improvements. But yeah, like I said, the looping and the animated from scratch isn't like great at times, but and you can see how this isn't as good as the other animated films, especially when remembering how this was graded. But despite that, there's still a lot to admire, like the blurring effects, like the variation of shots, and also just seeing right here, just seeing how it's different each time when someone arrives from one place to another, and yeah, just a lot of technique. So yeah, the AI may be like more of a conclusive film, the crossover animation I've made, but I think this one still kind of makes it as a very nice ending for I guess like the uni animations or the education both animations, because yeah, this is just like the nice ending, and then AI the crossover film is like the final combination. And yeah, imagine if I put Ohutus stuff in the crossover film, that would have been really cool. Still might happen, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I just looking back, yeah, I think it's just still quite an endearing watch. Yeah, looking back on it, quite a lengthy film too. Can't really see the time code there. It's like nearly 10 minutes, I think. So yeah, I think we'll start right there. Just very nice looking back. Almost don't say it's a favourite. There's a lot of elements I like because I really like simplistic storybook-based stories, and this one is almost like a with the adventure story, but obviously it has a bit more action. It's a tad more mature, and more complex themes as well. So yeah, I think it's just something I like to do more of. So yeah. And I guess one more thing as well is that despite how long and big it is, still going for something familiar, something I could definitely do, something that's achievable with the time I've got, and thankfully I progress as much as possible to make more times for improvement. And yeah, there's a lot of things I would have liked to improve, but yeah, as it is, yeah, I think it's alright. Yeah, definitely going better. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the D-part here as well. And yeah, just one more commentary after this. So yeah, I'll see you then.